Hello everyone, it's Soleil. Today I was working on this pocket letter. As you can see, this one is completed. I was using the Amy Tangerine Stay Sweet paper for all of my pockets, as you can see. And the border is also part of that paper collection, which I have stitched zigzag style all the way across. And my aim was to use the large ephemera pieces that I have had because my friend Janaea has sent this in a flat mail a couple months ago. I'm not sure if it's a couple months ago, but a little while ago. And I had these giant ephemera pieces. They are very pretty to look at, but they are very big size. So this is my little hand, but it is basically big as my hand. And at first, when I saw these, I thought I was going to turn these into a memory dex card. But they were just really big and they were just staring at me, and I decided that I really want to incorporate these into my pocket letter. And the color schemes of these big ephemera pieces really went nicely with the Amy Tangerine's beautiful colors. So what I have done is, because I can't use a whole giant piece on the piece of paper like that, what I've done is I slightly cut them. So I might have chopped them in half and then cut again to fit the papers. So with all of these, that's what I have done. They are all slightly chopped, as you can see. This one's a half a flower. That one is part of the butterfly, part of the bird. This one is a quarter of a flower. This one is half of a butterfly. And this is the other part of the wing. Here is the majority of the part of the flower. That's from that piece down here. And so on and so on. So I really like the idea of using up the giant pieces of ephemera pieces. So I decided to make another pocket letter. And as I was looking through my bigger size pieces of ephemera pieces, I thought I better show you guys how I did my other pocket letter. So this is going to be similar style, also using the Amy Tangerine Stay Sweet paper for each of the pockets, but I'm not using any ephemera pieces from the Amy Tangerine. Instead, I am also using different floral ephemera pieces, as you can see. And so I want to share how I go about cutting the big pieces to fit my pocket letter pages really nicely. So look at this one here. This is quite a big piece. See, it's big as my hand. This one was in my recent mail from Tony from Creative Chica Halls, and I really love the piece, but it is quite a big piece. So I basically went through my floral ephemera box and found a lot of the bigger pieces of the floral designs, and I want to incorporate them onto my new pocket letter that I am making. So I am going to show you guys basically the process of how I go about using these bigger pieces of ephemera pieces to create a lovely pocket page. So I am going to get my lovely mini Fiskars cutter, and I'm going to start off with this one. So I have already cut down each paper background to 2.5 inches by 3.5. So it's 2.5 across, 3.5 down. And this one I have used all black backgrounds. So this one I would like to have the floral pieces at the top corner like this. So another easy way is you can actually glue it first. So I will get my glue and sort of like look at your piece and then decide where you want it. So I kind of want it like that. So I'm going to glue, if my glue will come out. Sometimes you have to tap it a bit. I think it's coming out. So I want it like that. So I want a majority of it to be covered, not all of it. So I'm just going to place it like this. that. And then the rest of it, you turn it around and you can either use your scissors to chop the excess off, or you can use your whiskers. But this one, I'm just going to use my scissors because I've already glued it on. I was going to show you a couple of ways you can go about doing this. So you can just chop the excess off like this. And then now you have a piece. So that's one of my piece. And for this one, okay, this one, I want it a little bit at the top. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to eyeball how much of the flower I want and then just cut across using my cutter. So I'm just going to cut off a bit from the top. Yeah, that looks about right. So I'm just going to cut it off from the top. So you can keep the rest of it and use it for something else. So don't chuck anything out. So I'm going to now glue this bit here. You don't need too much glue. So then I'm going to place it at the top like this. Now I still have a little bit of excess on the side. So all you have to do is turn it around and chop it off. Just follow the line of the paper. And now I have that piece there. I just need a little bit more glue down here. So I just do that. So that's now going to be my middle piece. And then this piece next to it, I want to use this apricot-y color. So get my paper out. And then what I'm going to do is I want this apricot floral piece to be at the corner like this. And then I want to also attach this gold foiled leaf at the top like that. So what I'm going to do now is glue majority of the floral pieces, and then I'm going to glue it like so. Then I'm going to also glue this floral piece, this gold leaf piece, behind the floral like that. So I have so now it's looking really nice like that. So now I just need to chop the excess off. You can also use the cutter and line up your paper to the edge of the blade and then chop it off like that. If you don't want to use scissors and you want it to be really nice and straight, then you can do this. But if you feel like you can just use scissors and chop it off, then you can do that too. See, I didn't do it close enough, so I'm just gonna cut it off a little bit more, like that. So then now I have that piece, and here I want to add this hello embossed word onto the floral like that. So I'm gonna do that, and I want to make sure that I don't cover the orange bit in the middle. See, I don't want it covered like that. That wouldn't be nice. I want to show the orange bit a bit. So I'm just going to slightly move it upwards and do that. So now I have a lovely floral piece with the word hello on there. And that's going to go right there. And I wouldn't put it straight into the pocket as I glue them because I need it to adhere to the paper and also be fully dry before I stick it into the pocket. Then the next bottom piece, I want to use this giant piece here. So I'm going to grab my paper out. And then I'm going to sort of see, do I want it like this? Do I want it up here? Do I want it this side? But I'm thinking I want it like this here. Okay, so I'm going to glue this bit here. So if you see, like especially for beginner crafters, if you see big pieces of ephemera pieces, do not be afraid to use them. You don't have to use the whole piece as it is. you can be creative and chop it down and use half on the project you're working on and the other half on something else. So I'm just going to do that to quickly save time. So that's my other piece. Now I want to work on this piece here, the bottom middle piece. Now this one I don't think I need to cut down anything. I've decided that I want to use this blue piece and this pinky piece together. And I was originally going to have it overlap like this. But I just realized that that darker tone of blue is actually really nice to show. So I want to slightly move it to the side, maybe a little bit upwards, and maybe have the gold little bit, maybe have the floral, the leaf piece behind it or under it, something like that. So let's see. Might have it like, maybe overlap it like that. That's what I want to do. Okay, so I want to keep that position. So I'm going to hold it with my fingers together and then I'm going to glue it. And then I will position it like that. And now I have a little excess piece there. So I'm going to turn it over, use my scissors and just follow the line. That's what I'm going to do. Just follow the line. Right, I told my kids that I'm not going to film at night, but as I was doing this, I thought this is a really good thing to share because a lot of beginner crafters or some crafters might not know how to use big pieces of ephemera and just have it sitting aside, and I thought it's not good to do that. You need to use everything. So I thought I better share. So that's why I am doing this video at night. My kids were like, I thought you promised to not do video during the night, but I said sorry, but I just gotta do it. So that's why I'm doing this. And then so this one here, I love this piece. Now this piece came from one of the Pebbles collection. I think it might be a Lovely Day. Hey Hello, I'm not sure. But it's a ephemera pack that I chose with Annie's prize because I won Annie Creates giveaway, challenge giveaway that I entered. And that's a really lovely color. I love all of the different shades in here. And see how this background has a little bit of blue dots throughout? So having a blue floral and little tiny blue dot pieces in here, that's how it matches so nicely together. So this one, I'm just going to turn it around and just chop this bit away. And I'm not going to chuck away even like little pieces like that. I'm going to keep every part of it because I will have a use for it. So there's my bottom. And this little tiny pretty floral piece was a flower from Cornflower Crafts. And she is here on YouTube. And I won her floral giveaway last year. So I was super happy about that. And this was one of the tiny floral pieces that was in the flower box. And I'm thinking I'm going to have this somewhere here, like that. I really love the brightness of the flower there. Okay, so now I've got this big piece of flower here. I believe this is from one of the Maggie Holmes collection, but Gina loves to craft. Gina sent me some of these. A lot of people ask me how I remember who sent me what. I don't remember it all the time, trust me, but sometimes I do. So this one, I want to also use the stamped sentiment, You're the Best, onto here. So I gotta kind of figure out, do I want to show the leaf or not? So I'm thinking I do, but I'm thinking I'm gonna do it this way. See, just because the floral shape is meant to be like this doesn't mean you need to always use it in this way. You can flip it sideways, flip it upside down, just move it around the paper and see where it looks nice in your own eyes, okay? Not according to how it's supposed to be. Do it the way you think it looks nice in your eyes, okay? That makes crafting more fun. There is no right or wrong way of doing things. No one is going to criticize you. You just do it the way you think it looks good. So that's how I do it. So now I have some excess at the top, some excess at the side. Now obviously if it's a tiny piece like this or like this, you don't need to keep. That is absolutely not necessary. Okay, so I've got that one done. Now I've just got 2 boxes at the top. So I'm gonna work with these 2. So I've fussy cut this rose shape out of the Maggie Holmes Flourish paper pad. This page had florals all over the page, and I thought it was such a waste to use the paper and chop it up and stuff like that as it was. So what I've done is I fussy cut all the flowers out of that 6x8 paper pad size. So I'm going to use this one and this one, and I want to use it together. So my intention is to have it overlap like that. So I need to show you. So originally I thought maybe I'll have it like that, but I didn't really like the way it was, just as it is like that. So I needed another piece to put on top, and that's how I'm going to do it. So I need to glue this bit first, down like this. And then I'm going to glue this piece on top, like that. See how I'm overlapping things? And when you overlap things, it just looks nice. And another reason why this piece is working for me is because of the light pink florals in this flower bouquet here. This color also matches this piece of floral piece at the back. So it blends in nicely for me. So I'm going to turn it around, see what excess is there. There's just these tiny bits here. So I'm just going to cut that like that. And then I'm just going to push it down, glue it on there. So I have that piece. I'm nearly getting there. I've just got the top middle part to do now. So this one is not a really big piece, so it does kind of fit. So I just need to manipulate and see how I want it. Do I want it like that? And I'm kind of thinking it's a little bit dark, so I'm thinking I need one more floral piece. So I'm just going to grab my floral box here and sort of see what other thing I can add to make it a little bit less dark, because I don't want it to be too dark. And I'm thinking that color works well because of this turquoise color there in the background. This is actually a piece I saved off one of the packaging that was sent to me. I believe this was part of a present that Gail from Miss Lita ATL has sent me. She had this on a sticker pack, or I think it was an ephemera pack that she gifted me. She had this on the top because she prints out things and then she cuts it with her machine. And I thought that was just too good to chuck it away as part of the packaging. So I kept it. And now I can use it onto this piece, which is really, really great. So I am going to see how I want it. So I'm just going to arrange it and see how I want it. Like that. Or do I want it to show more? You know, so you just gotta like move it around and see. And I'm thinking I want to show more of it. Before I was going to put it behind it, but I am going to put it on the top of it so I can see more of it. like that. So I am going to, and it brightens up the page. Before it was a bit too dark, and now it's sort of more bright. And then I'm going to put this sentiment that I have stamped, which says just wanted to say thank you. And I'm going to put that in the middle. And the sentiment strip, because it's white, it also makes the whole page much brighter than before as well. So now I just need to flip it over, cut away the excess. There's a tiny excess here. And now I'm good to go. I just need to make sure that I glue every bit so that it all stays on. Another thing you can do if you feel like your ephemera pieces or the piece of paper you're working on is a bit dark, you can always get like a silver metallic jelly pen or a glitter pen, any type of glitter pen, and sort of give it like a little bit of an accent by just putting like tiny dots. So I'm just going to put some tiny dots along the leaf lines like that. You can just do that. You can also do some to here as well if you want. You don't have to, but I just like to do this to my stuff sometimes. Like, just follow the line. Like, there is no perfect way to do this. Just whatever makes your eye happy. I'm thinking I might just do a little bit more here on the floral piece, like that. And now it looks so much nicer than before. Not sure if the camera can pick up all the little metallic dots that I've done. I think you could. So yeah, so I've completed my stuff, and I'm going to place it inside because I believe all the glue has been dried. And I know this is not my final look, but all I wanted to share in this video was to show you guys how I use large size ephemera pieces and make it work for my pocket letter. So that was my whole intention, and so I'm putting it into the pockets, and I am going to show it to you guys in the right way so you guys can see what I have done so far. So let's get rid of all of those little excess. So this is how my pocket letter is looking at the moment. I will be decorating a little bit more further. I'm not sure what else I'm going to be adding. Who knows, I might be adding some more stickers or bling stickers or trims. I have no idea as of now. But my whole idea was to share how I use my large pieces of ephemera pieces. I also want to share that for my border, I like to use washi tapes along the side or use a glue gun to cover it with trims. But I have this piece of paper, this scrap piece of paper after die cutting all the fishtail banners. For my fishtail banner embellishments I made recently, I have this long pieces of paper left, and it actually covers the side bit here really nicely. So my intention is to put it like this, and just like how I did stitching on this one here like that, my idea for this one also is to do a zigzag stitch all along here. And then I am going to turn it around and chop off all the excess that's sticking out. And that's my pocket letter share with you guys today. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you for being here with me. And I hope this has inspired you guys to make sure to use the larger pieces of ephemera pieces. Don't keep them aside not knowing what to do. There are many ways to create with those as well. Thank you. Bye.